S1 with all-in-one station, HydroJet robot vacuum and mop combo. Just looking at it in front of me, this is honestly one of the most visually striking home gadgets I've come across lately. Right away, what stands out is its sleek, square design. Unlike the typical round robot vacuums I've used in the past, this looks more like a piece of modern decor than a cleaning tool. The sports car-inspired build, with smooth edges and clean lines, actually feels fun to have sitting out in my living room, instead of something I'd want to hide away. If you're anything like me, you probably started off a bit skeptical about robot vacuums. I used to wonder, can these things really take the place of grabbing an old-school vacuum? And does the mopping part actually do more than just wipe water around the floor? I'm not a techie, so whenever I see a long list of features, it's easy to get a little overwhelmed. But after having the S1 live in my home for a few weeks, I want to share what the everyday reality is like and what's different about this one. This S1 with all-in-one station is advertised as both a robot vacuum and a mop combo. That sounded impressive, but I had doubts about how well a robot could handle daily messes, pet hair, and dried food stains. So I put it to the test, from random food spills in the kitchen to dust and hair in my living room and hallway. The key features that really surprised me showed up in both the actual cleaning performance and the way it handles maintenance. Let's talk about the cleaning power. This vacuum has something called 8,000 PA suction. To put that in regular words, it means it can suck up even heavier debris, not just dust bunnies or crumbs. I tried purposely spilling cereal and some crackers and watched it handle the mess in a single pass. Honestly, this is more powerful than my old stick vacuum, and it picked up dog hair and dirt buried in the carpet. Even if you live with pets, like I do, or have kids running around, the S1 seems ready for whatever lands on the floor. Now about the mopping part. Most combos I've tried before left streaks, spread dirty water around, or just missed sticky spots. The S1 uses what's called a HydroJet, and what they market as the Always Clean Mop. If that sounds confusing at first, here's how I would explain it. The S1 has dual water reservoirs inside its base station, so clean water and detergent are always separated from the dirty, used water. The mop itself spins with enough pressure, they say about 1 kilogram or a bit over 2 pounds, so it scrubs away dried and sticky stuff instead of just dragging a damp cloth across the floor. I spilled coffee on my kitchen tiles, let it dry, then sent the S1 out, and it came back spotless. The mopping roller gets cleaned automatically while it works, meaning I didn't see the usual grime buildup or dirty mop pads getting dragged around. Maintenance is a topic a lot of people overlook, but in my opinion, it's one of the biggest reasons to use a robot with a self-cleaning station like this one. That UniClean station is bigger than a standard charging dock, but it's there for a reason. After each cleaning run, the robot rolls into its station, empties its own dustbin, washes and air dries the mop, refills its water tank, and even dispenses detergent. I used to be frustrated by constantly cleaning out the dustbin or scraping hair out of rollers. With the S1, the self-emptying and especially the new detangling brush mean less time spent with my hands in a mess. I only had to check or change the dust bag after a couple of weeks, and I barely even noticed any funky smells that some robot vacuums develop over time. Navigation is another place this robot stands out in my day-to-day use. The S1 uses something called AI. See Obstacle Avoidance, which includes LED lights, a camera, and built-in AI. This means the vacuum can see and recognize more than 100 types of household items, like toys, wires, shoes, or pet bowls, and steer clear on its own. If you've ever watched an older robot vacuum bump into everything, you know how annoying that gets. I set up random obstacles, and, to my surprise, the S1 never tumbled over my dog's chew toys or dragged cords across the room. It even navigated around a pair of socks I left under the coffee table. Over time, the robot learned my space and got better at avoiding trouble spots, so I didn't have to prep my living room for cleaning. For anyone new to this tech, I'd say you don't need to worry about the robot getting stuck. It's a noticeable upgrade from the usual guessing game. One thing I didn't expect is how quiet this robot runs, especially given how strong the suction is. I could have it running while taking calls or watching TV without getting annoyed. The low profile and square shape also let the S1 get under my bed and couch, cleaning places my other vacuums always seem to miss. The S1 operates via touch controls on the station or through the app, which was straightforward to set up. It connects to Alexa and Google Home, but for the most part, I used just the app. From my experience, mapping my house only took one run. You can create no-go zones or set up multiple floor maps for each level of your home. I found it easy to schedule cleans, send it off for a spot mop after dinner, or check the status of the mop or dustbin. The app isn't overloaded with advanced options like some more technical brands, but it covers the stuff you actually need, and that keeps things simple. That said, from my experience, there are a few things you should consider if you're thinking about buying the S1. The UniClean station is pretty large, so it takes up some floor space. If you live in a small apartment or hate clutter, you'll need to decide if it fits your vibe and layout. Also, while the S1 does a fantastic job on hard floors and low-pile rugs, it can sometimes struggle with very thick carpets or picking up deeply buried debris in shaggy rugs. Edge cleaning is good, but sometimes I needed to catch a thin line of dust in the tightest corners. The app, while user-friendly, doesn't have all the customization some power users might want, like setting mop direction or fancy mop lifting settings. Battery life is another key feature that surprised me. The S1 lasted for more than 2 hours on one full charge in my house before heading back to the dock. That means even large homes can get cleaned in one go, without needing a recharge halfway through. In my opinion, S1 with all-in-one station, HydroJet robot vacuum and mop combo is perfect for busy people, pet owners, or anyone who just hates regular vacuuming and mopping as much as I do. It really takes most of the hassle out of keeping your floors clean. I'd recommend this for anyone wanting a reliable and hands-off cleaning experience, especially if you value things like self-cleaning, tangle-free operation, and strong suction. You still have to refill and empty the water occasionally and swap the dust bag now and then, but it's the closest thing to set it and forget it that I've tried so far. To wrap up, from my daily use, I can say this robot vacuum and mop combo isn't just a cool piece of tech. It actually delivers on the promise of saving time and effort while giving me cleaner floors. Cleaning no longer feels like a chore hanging over my day, and that freedom is hard to beat. In conclusion, if you want something that's powerful, smart, low maintenance, and even looks good in your house, I think the S1 deserves a spot on your wish list. Check the comments of this video for a link to see the current pricing of the Eufy S1. Thank you for watching.